What's your plan B? That was a question that I was asked actually a few times when I chose to enter the entrepreneurial world, start my own business, and then started to communicate with other people that's what was happening. Now, my answer to that was, I don't have a plan B. Why would I have a plan B? Well, what if this doesn't work out? Why is this not going to work out? Now, those kinds of questions are great questions to be asked. But here's the thing that happens on the inside. Putting a plan B at the beginning of a decision for plan A implies failure. And the implication of failure comes from inappropriately spending time balancing reality testing and optimism. These are two emotional intelligence skills that drastically impact our decision-making, but also drastically impact our self-regard, the knowing of our strengths and our weaknesses, loving ourselves fully, and using that knowing of ourselves to make decisions about what goals we strive for. So when we look at these two skills and we look at their impact to self-regard, and we look at, I made a decision to become an entrepreneur, and others are like, what about plan B? There is no plan B. It's because I used my emotional intelligence skills in my decision-making process. I objectively looked at what strengths do I have that will help me to achieve the goals I've set before me? What weaknesses might show up? How do I need to accommodate for those weaknesses? And do I have a positive outlook that I can influence the outcomes that I'm looking for? Look, let's not mix words here. I wasn't trying out for like a singing competition and I'm tone deaf. And other people were saying, I don't think you should do that because you're tone deaf. What other people were asking was from a space of their own sense of concern, fear, even possibly objectivity, of simply asking the question, what about a plan B? If I would have used that question to imply from them that they didn't think I would be successful, and to integrate that into squishing my own belief in myself, in all likelihood, I wouldn't have gone for it. In all likelihood, I would have created a plan B. But setting myself up with the backdrop of failure is not going to be a strong motivator for self-belief of what can be done. And what would that do? Any obstacle or challenge in my way would just be confirmation of, see, you can't, plan B. So our emotional intelligence skills are not just these soft, fluffy things that we think help us to be less sensitive, because they're also not that. Our emotional intelligence skills helps keep us grounded so that emotions don't take over. They don't take the steering wheel and drive where we're going. And our emotional intelligence skills amplify our IQ. Are you in a space right now where you're considering something different? Are you considering how you're balancing optimism, reality testing, and self-regard?